There's something deep inside all of us, isn't there? A pull. A pull towards the good things, the beautiful things. It's a deep and very human desire.
We all want the treasure. We can almost feel it, the warmth of it, the weight of it in our hands, that feeling of finally arriving.
But so few of us really want the long road to get there. The dust, the heat, the deep uncertainty of the path itself.
And it's it's easier that way, isn't it? We admire the finished painting, the triumphant athlete, the final result. And we quietly, maybe without even realizing it, we just ignore the scars and the struggle that made it all possible.
But there is an ancient truth, a piece of wisdom that's been carried through generations in Persian culture that looks directly at this reality.
It says, Nabor de ranj ganj moyassar nemishavad. There's a certain rhythm to those words, isn't there? A real weight.
And what it means is this: without enduring hardship, treasure will not be gained. It's a simple, unyielding truth.
You see, in the culture that created the saying, from the poets to the craftsmen, effort was seen as a form of dignity. They had this belief that, just as gold was purified by fire, a person's character was purified by difficulty. And ease was never really trusted as a teacher.
It's a truth that's maybe best understood not in the abstract, but in a simple story. The story of a baker's bread.
There's a young man, let's call him Hussein, and all he wants to do is open a small bakery in his town.
That first year, it's just cruel. The dough won't rise right, the bread comes out burned, the mornings are so quiet, the shop often empty. He thinks about quitting, of course he does, just letting the dream die.
But his father, seeing his struggle, tells him something very simple. He just says, stay with the oven, not the fear.
And so he does. He stays. Years pass. And now the entire street wakes up each morning to the warm, comforting smell of Hussein's bread.
People walk by and they see a successful bakery. They see a thriving business. They see the treasure. But only Hussein, only he remembers the pain. He remembers the smoke, the silence, and the true cost of it all.
And this understanding, this truth that Hossein learned right there in the heat of his oven, it's not just Persian, it's human. Hardship, it seems, speaks many languages.
In English, we have a much blunter version, right? No pain, no gain.
In Japan, they say, fall 7 times, rise 8. What a beautiful testament to resilience that is. And in Turkey, the wisdom is that effort is the key of fortune. So each culture finds its own words for the very same journey.
And so this ancient idea finds its way to us, right here, right now. It kind of asks us to look at our own lives.
Just think of the things we value, the degrees we might earn, the skills we work so hard to master, the deep relationships we build. All of them, they all demand these unseen costs, the late nights, the frustrating practice, the difficult conversations. Comfort is loud. It's always calling to us, promising an easier way. But growth is quiet. It happens in the struggle. In those moments, we choose to stay with the oven, not the fear. And maybe that's the real truth of it all. Perhaps every treasure we hold dear in our lives is simply pain that through persistence and time finally learned how to shine.